What is going on, all you Pokemon collecting maniacs out there? This is Ryan, the PikiPikaPaPa, and today we're talking Black Star promos from the Sword and Shield era, and I am so incredibly excited. Not only am I excited because I love this topic, but I'm really excited because this is a video that spun up from you guys directly. I was talking to one of the awesome subscribers in the comments down below, and they were saying, hey, listen, we love your 5 under 5s, your 10 under 10s are great, but what are some areas of the hobby that you're buying right now, and you're not worried about price? Like, just either, is it an era, is it a set, is it Black Star promos? They mentioned, and I am a fan of Black Star promos, and I don't know if it's because I feel like, listen, there's less ultra premium boxes, I feel like there's less of them versus the booster box variety, right? Like any cards you can get out of booster boxes or elite trainer boxes or regular sleeve packs, I feel like there's going to be more of them in the population, and I feel like these Black Star promos are somewhat protected from that. I also love the fact that these are hard to get graded, right? I don't know what they do at the Pokemon Company, but it seems like they take these poor Black Star promos, they shove them into a plastic tray, they crash it into a box, and then they send it to retailers and distributors, and we buy them, and we're all upset because the corners are dinged or the sides are chipped. So those are some of the reasons that I like these Black Star promos. A lot of it is the hunt. Like, I like trying to find high grade or high-end examples that I can send off to get graded, and I also think that there's a lot of cool value that we can unlock in these, and the value might not be there now, but I'm always talking about 3, 5, 10 years further down the road, right? When I talk about investing in Pokemon cards, I am always talking about the long-term horizon. So with all of that being said, we do fun stuff like this all the time here on the PikiPikaPapa channel. So if that gets you excited, listen, hit that subscribe button. Questions, comments, video ideas, drop them down below. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Those 3 small things go a long, long way in helping my small channel out. So I really appreciate that. Now, without further ado, let's start with the big dogs. Now, I really was unsure if I was going to put these on the list or not, but I did so much research into them. I came to the conclusion that they absolutely have to be on the list. Now, some of the interesting things to me is that the raw card prices have pretty much been flat over the last year. If you look at the graph, like, they've had some spikes. Maybe the Pikachu's up just a scotch, but certainly no major price appreciation. So then I started looking at the graded side of things, and that was really where I had my aha moment, right? So the PSA 8s for both of these, the Zard and the Pikachu, are selling for about the same price as the raw card, which I thought was relatively interesting. And then I saw the PSA 9s for the Charizard are going for about 200 bucks, and the PSA 9s for the Pikachu are going for about 90 bucks, which I was like, oh, okay, that's all right. But then I looked at the PSA 10 populations of these, right? PSA 10 population for that Charizard is 161. There's only 161 of these gold Charizards in PSA 10s in existence. And then the Pikachu's, even rarer, coming in at a population of 75. That's right, there's only 75 of those awesome gold Pikachu cards from Celebrations in a PSA 10 holder right now. Now, I know there's other grading companies. I know other grading companies have been grading them for a while. PSA, interestingly enough, I also love cards with a story, and there's a cool story behind these cards, right? When it came out, people sent them to PSA. PSA was slabbing them, but then PSA said, hey, listen, we cannot grade these cards because for whatever reason, the way they were slabbing the cards, it was actually chipping the paint on the inside. So PSA stopped grading these altogether. And then in March of this year, 2023, they started accepting them again. So I figured, hey, there's going to be all these cards that are waiting. People are just waiting for PSA to reopen because PSA does command the most value. PSA is kind of the gold standard in the grading space, right? Like we see it in our grading card videos that we look at every single month. And there's still only 5,400 of these 2 cards that are graded. That is just an absolute, doesn't matter the grade, it doesn't matter Pikachu or Charizard as a whole, there's only 5,400 of these graded. That is an incredibly low population for an incredibly popular set and 2 incredibly awesome cards. So I'm thinking to myself, listen, if I have the funds buying the Charizard and the Pikachu both in PSA 9, I think that's as high as somebody like me is going to be able to afford. I'm not going to spend $2,000, $3,000 on a Charizard 10. I'm not going to spend $2,000 on a Pikachu PSA 10. I've seen the grading results. Like, I know the odds of me pulling this or opening up one of these ultra premium collections I have behind me and sending it in and getting a 10 are infinitely low. So a PSA 9 might be as high as I can get. And guess what? That might be as high as a lot of people can get for years and years and years to come. So when you think about getting both of these in a PSA 9 slab for less than $300, I think that is an absolute steal. And that is why these 2 are at the very front of this Black Star promo video. I absolutely love them. Now, of course, I have to include this because I love Celebrations. I love the Ultra Premium Collection box. The Ultra Premium Collection box has been on fire as of late. It is starting to flatten out a little bit. This card has been really flat as well, right? I don't see many more of these coming out. I just don't see a lot of, because that Ultra Premium Collection box from Celebrations is such a valuable sealed product. I don't see a lot of people opening these in the future. That doesn't mean that people won't, in hopes of pulling these cards and sending them in and getting them graded and getting PSA 10s, right? That is going to happen. But do I think it's going to happen with such a high velocity or such high numbers that it's going to deteriorate the price of these cards? I just don't. I just don't see it happening. I know I don't have the cojones to rip a $400 box, especially when I think this box is destined at some point 3, 5, 10 years down the road to be a $1,000 plus box. So that's why I love this card where it's at right now, because I think we probably see the majority of them that are going to be in circulation are likely out there right now. And if you can get this in the $30 range in a minty copy, I think this is an absolute steal. You guys have seen I have bought 5 different sets of these that include the Pikachu and the Pokeball. Now, I'm not as bullish on the Pokeball. I don't have it on here. I think the Pikachu is the way to go between the two, but I'm really excited about this, and I think long-term this card is going to do just fine. Now, the next one that we're looking at right here is going to be this Umbreon, and I feel like I've had this on every video for the last, I don't know, 3 months, but I don't care. Look at the price appreciation on the 3-pack blister that this Umbreon comes from, right? Like, that's the 3-pack blister from Evolving Skies. We know that 3-pack blisters as a whole do really, really well. We also know the big chase card, the Moonbreon, right? Like, that keeps Umbreon at top of mind for Evolving Skies. I think this card has such room to run. It was on my 5 under 5 video. Now it's on my 10 under 10 video. It's only going for about, I don't know, $5.50, $6 range. I know there were a couple that just went for a little bit more, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I have purchased 10 of these. Getting this in a gradable condition is darn near impossible. I have 1 out of the 10 that I've purchased. I have 1 that I've sent to PSA, and it's there right now. And I've got a pretty good eye at looking at these things online. So it's going to be interesting to see how it comes back, but if you think that this thing is going to stay at a $5 card over the next, I don't know, 3-5 years, when the 3-pack blister is doing what it's doing, when it's from Evolving Skies, where Evolving Skies is like the ultimate set from Sword and Shield era, I don't know. I think you're crazy. I think this card is destined to do much, much more. I'm super excited about it. As I said, I have my 9 raw cards. I'm happy to have them. I think they're going to appreciate. And I am on pins and needles to see what PSA says about the one that I actually ended up sending through. Now, this next one right here, Marnie, we talk all the time about how Pokemon get hot, like they start to get some energy, they start to get some velocity, and we start to see it on the grading card reports. And this trainer, Miss Marnie, you know that she's a favorite here in the PikaPikaPaPa family. She has been on absolute fire as of late, right? Now, the Milk Crate is still about flat. I still think the Milk Crate's a great pickup. I had that listed on my buys in August. I think it is an awesome buy, considering you can get it at almost the same price that you could about a year ago. Now, the cool thing about this card too is the PSA 10 prices have been going up really, really steadily. And what happens when PSA 10 prices start going up, inevitably the raw card prices are going to start to go up as well, because people are going to say it reaches a point of equilibrium where the PSA 10 price is so high, people are going to start piling in on the raws, because listen, if I spend $10 to buy it raw and I can get it graded and sell it for $100 in a PSA 10, you're going to buy 3, 4, 5 of them and take the risk, which is inevitably going to cause the price to go up. So I am very, very excited about this card. The only versions of this card that I'm buying right now outside of the sealed Milk Crate is these sealed ones. I don't want to buy any of these that are open. I do pay a premium for them. Those are going, instead of the $30, $35 range, those are going for the $50 range. But again, I think there's a lot of value in getting it sealed, a lot of value that nobody's hands have ever been on it. Just look for some good centering, and if you find one sealed, I think it is an absolute awesome pickup at this point. Now, the other side of things, her sister, in my mind, Clara, right? The one that's come out much, much sooner. Like, this has only been out for 3 months. And again, this was another one, the sealed product, that I featured thinking that, hey, listen, in the next couple years, I think this one is going to do really well. It passes the eye test, and this is another one where PSA 10 prices have been rising while the raw card has been falling. Now, I don't think this is something anybody has to rush out and buy today. There's still plenty of these in circulation, but when I was thinking of Black Star promos that I think in the long run have the opportunity to do really, really well, this checks all the boxes for me, right? Like, the proof is in the pudding with the Marnie. I think this is more Marnie-esque than, say, Professor Juniper X, right? Like, I think this card has all of the check boxes needed in order to perform well over time. And listen, the card is down. We never want to buy something at its all-time high, and we know we'll never find it at its all-time low. So all we have to do is make the best educated decision that we can. It's at 6 months. It's down 50%. Like, there's a lot of good things going on. Again, I don't think that there's a rush to go out and get it. I think you'll be able to get it in this price point for quite a while, but this is absolutely on the list, and I think this is a stunner in Black Star promo for the Sword and Shield era. Next one right here. Now, this is my flyer pick, okay? Pokemon Go at some point is going to sell out. I don't know when. It might be 2025. It might be 2030. I don't know when. It seems like they have more Pogo than they know what to do with. The Elite Trainer, or the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box has been listed forever. But at some point, this product will start to disappear. And the interesting thing is, when you look at the sealed box that this Radiant Eevee came from, it started to get really high. It was at $47, $48 because it started to get scarce. And then guess what? They flooded the market with it all over again. And you'll see, just like we saw with Lost Origin booster boxes, Brilliant Star booster boxes, it came all the way crashing down to right around MSRP. Now it's starting to climb again, but that makes me feel really good about the long-term trajectory of this card. Now, when you look at the blue and the orange line down there, that's the TCG player and that's the eBay price. You're gonna see that they came up a little bit, then they came down a little bit. I do think that in the long run, this card has the opportunity to do really, really well. It is an absolute beautiful card. It's a Black Star promo. It is absolutely my flyer pick for a Black Star promo under $5. I'm picking a couple of them up actively. I'm gonna send them through to get graded. Fingers crossed we get some good grades. But I think in the long run, once Pokemon Go starts to fall out of existence, once we don't find it in stores everywhere, once it's out of your local card shops, once it's off the freaking Pokemon Center, I think this Radiant Eevee will perform really, really well. So listen, I have some more of these coming up. I've already started the Sun and Moon and the XY versions, and I think those are even more exciting than the Sword and Shield ones. So if you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up. Questions or comments, drop them down below. And if you want to be a part of this crazy family here in the PikiPikaPaPa space, hit that subscribe button. We sure would love to have you join. You guys have an epic one. Thanks, everybody. Bye.